no. Well, thank you. I think you're hot too. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Geek Therapeutic session here. I am the guest GM. My name is Eloy, and I'm going to be running this group through Ninja Crusade, second edition. So, know about the editions. This is the second edition that we'll be playing. This group has a really nice mix of ninja in it from a variety of different clans. I'm going to give you guys the quick spiel of kind of the setup for the setting. And then if you have any last minute questions, we'll go through those and we'll jump into the adventure since we have, just under 2 hours, So the Ninja Crusade is an interesting setting. It's a setting where it's a fictional Japan, where ninja have been commonplace in the world for many, many generations. From the beginning of the empires, even before the empire, there have been ninja. Recently, however, there has been a thing called the Ninja Crusade that has been called by the Emperor. The Emperor's wife was actually killed in during a cross battle between two clans, and his daughter was actually poisoned. So he kind of has never really had a good relationship with ninja throughout his whole life, but now he is definitely grief-stricken, and he's decided to react in anger, and he calls the Ninja Crusade. So he has sent his armies into several ninja villages and just wiped those villages off the face of the earth. That is when some of the ninja, the surviving ninja clans, decided, unless we want to get picked off one by one, we probably should join forces. And that is where we get the Lotus Coalition, which is where all of you wonderful ninja will be from. Lotus Coalition is, they are held in a city. There's a city where the Lotus Coalition holds their meetings and where ninja from different clans are finally able to interact with one another. They've been very segregated for, millennia. But now some of the ninja are starting to interact with each other. Sometimes they're from clans that don't necessarily get along, and sometimes they're from ones that, hey, we're all buddy and it's awesome. So, those obviously work well together. I think this group, we're pretty good. Like, none of the crazy clans are in this group. So I think it might actually work out where we don't have people fighting each other. I mean, we'll see, because I'm going to go through the clans in a second. But essentially, as members of the Lotus Coalition, you will undertake missions in order to advance the cause of ninja. The war has been going on, I believe, for 5 years or so. It went on for a few years. Then there was an entire year of floods that made it almost impossible for anybody to battle each other, because even just the commoners, not even the warriors or the ninja, everybody was dealing with just the waters rising. And it's pretty awesome. Coming back now into the war, one of the first things that happened was there was a summoner skirmish where the ninja summoned essentially a giant fire monkey, which like the size of 2 skyscrapers, to go and attack the Emperor's army. And they actually responded by summoning a giant snake. Is crazy. But now we're kind of starting to trickle in back into the fights, the everyday battles, after kind of, like I said, like a year of just everybody kind of like, ugh, I wish this war would be over. So with that in mind, the clans that your characters are from, and I'm just going to go in order that they are in the quick start that I gave you. There's Kaede, Arai Kaede. She is a member of the Living Chronicle. Their fun thing is that they are historians. They're record keepers. Their end goal is eventually to die and have their bodies preserved in the Grand Library that exists in the land of crashing waves. That is what they do, is they record history on their skin. So really, really cool concept for a clan. One of my faves. And their specialty is all about, obviously, history and knowledge and knowing things. And a lot of their jutsu are about that. Then there's Chushin Naomi. Chushin. Oh, let me real quick about Kaede and the Living Chronicle. The thing with the Living Chronicle is they're monks. It's a monastery or an order of monks. And some of the monks are ninja. So the actual institution of the Living Chronicle is a thing known throughout the empire, and some of them are ninja. So the emperor doesn't really know what to do with that, because he can't just like go and bomb all of them because they hold all the history. But he would love to just get rid of all of them, but finding out which ones are ninja is hard to do. So anyway, sorry. Then we get to Chushin Naomi. Chushin Naomi are essentially the ninja version of shinobi, because shinobi don't exist in this game, really. So they are all about justice. They're amazing warriors. They're all about vetting out justice. Their clan was actually founded by a guy who created a sword that would only that would be used during executions, that would only execute the person if they really were guilty of their what they were being accused of. So really fun. That's actually one of like their higher level advanced jutsu, is to like, I'm gonna try and kill you with this sword, and if you're innocent, it won't hurt you. If you are guilty, it's gonna hurt you real bad. So they're fun. And Naomi is actually, her last name is Chushin, which is the clan name. So she's actually born in with blood, which is pretty cool. Ichatsuko no Kino is from the Bamboo Herbalists. They are healers, and they are one of the founding members of the Lotus Coalition, which is fun. Them and oh gosh, now I'm blanking on the other one. The Wardens of Equilibrium, that's the other one. So a lot of her abilities, I think I had described this before we had hit record. A lot of her abilities are, run away or get out of being held, or that's what she does. She's all about running away. Which, when you think ninja, you don't think that, but that's her. Exactly. That's her, that talkative healer, exactly. Then we have Tadao. Tadao is a member of the Wardens of Equilibrium. They actually were the ones who started the Lotus Coalition. Their whole clan is about balancing scales. Their whole thing is about, oh, okay, well, if these people are in power, I'm going to help the lessers to bring them down so that we can all be equal. Of course, in the meantime, they're a merchant clan, so they actually hold a whole lot of power because they have lots of money. At the same, but they don't see it that way, of course. They just use the money to make sure that things are balanced in the world. A lot of their jutsu is all about actually manipulating your own ki, which is cool. Like if you have a lot of yang but no yin, you can be like, and you can move it around to get the right balance that you want. Really cool clan. I'm a big fan of them. And if I recall, Tadao himself is like the son of one of the ninja who actually started the whole thing. So he's cool. Then we get to Sumi Rika. Sumi Rika is a member of the Virtuous Body Gardeners, known as Inks, because they're actually amazing tattoo artists. They actually are an offshoot of the Living Chronicle. Their clan began as tattooers for the historians. And then they were like, oh, we can do so many other things with this, though. They're the newest of the clans. They're the young kind of upstart clan, and they're pretty desperate to kind of prove themselves to be like worthy of the Lotus Coalition, along with all these other grand, clans that have existed since ninjadom. I just made that word up. It's not a real word. But Sumi is really cool because she's a drunk, and she likes to get into fights. So Yay for me making up characters. Don't let me do that. Then there's a Koriyama comes from the pack of the Black Moon, otherwise known as hounds. They basically are like ranchers who breed dogs that that are descendant from celestial dogs. Which is why they're bigger and they're more intelligent and they can link up with jutsu. Really cool clan. Most of their jutsu involve them fighting with their dog. Their special ability is with their dog. Everything is with the dog because their dog is their best friend. And oh, it's really nice. All right, I didn't miss anybody, right? No, hey, that's everybody. All right, cool. So those are the clans and that we're dealing with tonight. And yeah, actually, none of those clans have like, 100-year-long rivalry with another clan. Like actually, all these clans are pretty chill with each other. So no preface there. So that's nice. Any last minute questions about the setting or about your character, about any mechanics before we jump into the adventure for this evening? Very cool. Hey, this is going to be the easiest group yet. Wow. All right. Well, then let me get my notes over here. Okay, so you are brought before your group, and I'm going to say your group, has traveled around together for a while, so you all know each other, generally. So you aren't new to each other, is what I'll say. And yeah, so you are brought before the Lotus Coalition Council in Denketsu, which again is in the lower region of the empire. I don't think I have the ability to screen share, otherwise I would. But the map it's actually really cool. The cartographer did a really good job with it. But the map is very cool, but it's in the southern part. So the council there has called you and has received word. This is what they're telling you. They say that we have received word of a monastery that has had frequent interaction with let's say a group of Ronin, and they have actually requested that we send a group of our ninja from the Lotus Coalition to go help defend their walls in order so that their monuments aren't destroyed. There is a big push still for trying to get rid of the Ninja Crusade. The Ninja Crusade itself is a political thing, right? So wars can be ended. And getting on the good side of monks and stuff like that, a lot of them do hold sway in court, which could be helpful. So the Lotus Coalition is always looking for allies that they can try and bring into the fold to support the ninja cause. And obviously what the Ninja Crusade means is that you don't want to do any flamboyant, crazy ninja stuff in front of a whole bunch of people. If you can be sneaky about it, go for it, but don't be like sending fireballs everywhere in the middle of the town square, because then they'll call the soldiers and then bad stuff happens. So they say that the monastery is atop Mount Haiminmu, and it's a few days journey, but if you can get there quickly, they anticipate, with the waves of the attacks of the Ronin, they anticipate that you may get there just in time to thwart the next round of attacks. So, do you have any questions for the council? Very cool. They give you a map to make sure that you know exactly where you're going. You obviously have a moment to accumulate any, or not accumulate, gather up any supplies, food and whatnot. Besides your weapons and whatnot, is there anything that you're going to specifically bring?
Definitely any kind of like healing herbs I might have on me to
Okay.
take with me.
All right. So we're gonna write down some healing herbs. Got it.
You said it
Definitely enough
was
food for myself and Keiko.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Mike?
Enough food for myself and my puppy friend, Keiko.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I'll bring tools to help with crafting and building and repairs.
Okay. Oh, I like that. That's a good idea. Because they already have had attacks, so there's probably things to repair once you get there. Great idea. I think you were muted.
And I'll bring the holistics for potions.
All right, so you're going to bring some potion making as well. Double potioning it up. All right. Is Rika going to bring anything? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're muted somehow. What about Naomi? Are you going to bring anything?
just some food and my tools.
Okay. Very cool. We'll give Rika just a second to see if we can get the audio working here. It was working already, though. That's the crazy thing.
Now that I unplugged.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. I am going to bring along any ink and needles for any fun tattooing that needs to happen in the midst of everything.
Sounds wonderful. All right. So, all right. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to use the nifty rules for journeys in order to get there. What this entails is 5 rolls, which means one of you will not be rolling, but the other 5 will all have to roll at some stage of this journey. And we're going to travel to the mountain, and each roll is a different stage in the journey itself. So I think we're going to have to go through the wilderness in order to get to the mountain. It's a secluded area. So yeah, you can have a blanket too. It's good.
Thank you.
So the first role in journeys, and this is kind of a fun way for us to just make the travel kind of interesting, is that there's roles involved, not just, hey, you got there, it's great. So the first role is the village role, and this is for planning, preparation, and just trying to get yourself kind of together in order to make sure that you have a good journey. So who wants to roll for that? Somebody has to roll for it. It's going to be a knowledge and persuade roll.
Not me.
I was going to say, usually if knowledge is involved.
Okay, so.
All right, so Kaede is going to roll it. And like I said, usually if knowledge is involved, go ahead and have her roll, because that's like her best thing.
All right. And so I do 1, 2, how many dice?
So your persuade is 2.
Okay.
Your knowledge is 4.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay, so for persuade, I have 8. And then knowledge.
Oh, so you're rolling, let me see. So you're rolling 6 dice.
Yes. Well, I
And then
have
you
4,
just-
so I have to do it twice.
Okay. And then any 7s or aboves, that's 1 success. If it's a 10, it counts as 2.
Gotcha. Okay, so that one was a, oh Lord, I forgot.
Feel free to re-roll it if you don't remember what you rolled.
Gotcha. Well, that one's better because that one's an 11. So that's 2 success.
Wait, what are the 2 dice?
So the 2 dice are, well, I'm sorry. So I'm doing 2 d10s. Is that right?
So you're rolling 60 10s.
Yeah. Well, yes. Okay. Hold on.
Yes.
Confused myself. Gotcha. Because I have 4, so I have to do it twice. So 4 and
So you'll have to do 4 and then another 2. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's any 7s and aboves is a success.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so I have an 8 and a 9, so those are successes, correct?
So that's 2.
Yep. And then I have a 7 and a 2. So
then that's 3.
That's 1.
3 successes.
There you go.
That is enough. Okay, so that's good. Traveling through the wilderness, you're good with 1 success. That's what you needed. You don't get anything for succeeding, but because you didn't fail, you don't lose something, which is good. All right, so, and now, of course, for this journey, you can't roll anymore. You've done your part in this journey. The next one is River. This is for pacing and making sure that you're making good, tracking of, good pace. So this one is going to be a fortitude and travel roll. So who wants to make this roll?
I can do this one.
You think Kino's good?
Fortitude and travel.
Fortitude travel.
Oh, never mind. No, I'm not. I looked at tracking, not travel.
Oh, okay. Well, you have 3 dice for that if you wanted to roll. Does anybody have more than 3 dice? I guess those are good skills for this group, I guess. Do you want to still go ahead and take it, Kino, or?
I mean, I can, or I can wait and see if we come across difficult terrain or something like that. It's up to.
Does anybody else want to take it?
I only get 1. Yeah.
Ouch.
Guess I get 3 on travel.
Oh, so let me see. Kuriyama has 3 travel and 3. Oh, same thing. So you would have 4 dice because you have 3 fortitude and 1 travel. So you'd have 4 dice.
You should totally take it.
Yes, you should take it. I believe in you. That would be Tadao that would take it, I believe.
No, that's
what so Kuriyama.
Oh, Kuriyama.
he has,
Okay, I had switched you two. I'm sorry. I apologize, Bill.
Yeah,
I thought
it
you
threw me off. I'm like,
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, Kuriyama would have 4 dice. Yes, I apologize.
I can make the roll.
Tadao would have 5 dice. Tadao has 2 fortitude and 3 travel. So you would actually have 5 dice.
all right, I'll roll this one.
Let's do it. So 5 dice, anything 7 and above is a success. If it's a 2, let me see. And this is difficulty 3. Wow.
Let's see. I got what you said, 5 dice. So I got a 2, a 2, a 4, a 7, and a 6.
All right, so that's 1 success. All right, so this was difficulty 3. So the next question would be, do you want to use any of the karma dice? There's 6 of them in there. If you wanted to roll more, then you could. Otherwise, you might have to take the bad thing that comes with not pacing yourself correctly.
I'll take the bad thing.
Okay.
Is
Awesome.
there any can we gain karma dice during a session, or is it just like that's the pool?
No. So you start with 6 because you start with a number of players. And throughout the game, you can gain more by activating triggers. Or if you roll really, really well, you get a karma die. Or if you roll really, really poorly, you get a karma die.
Yeah, so definitely take those, right? I don't want to already start off on a bad foot.
Okay.
Well, if he takes them, does that mean that we're done? Like we're out of them?
Well, he
or-
doesn't have to
You
take
can
all
take
of
like
them.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're crossing a river.
Yeah, you're at karma 6. So if you want to drop down to karma 4, he can roll 2 more dice.
Is he sure?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 more.
See what you get.
7. And a 7.
Look, see, that's exactly what you needed then. See, you guys rock. You were good. You didn't say like take 3. Like, no, you're like take 2 because we have a good feeling about this. Awesome. So yeah, so with the pacing and whatnot, you are definitely able to and essentially if you had taken damage, then you would have found like a soothing like bath, like springs and stuff, and you would have been able to heal a little bit. But since none of you have taken any damage, you just don't get the bad thing, which is you would have like lost tools and gear and stuff. So that's definitely good. All right, so the next thing is avoiding beasts in the woods. So this is the tricky one. This one's going to be a perception and stealth roll. So I would probably
Anyone beat
give
a 3?
Koriyama 4 dice because your dog would be able to assist with this.
That'd be great. I could do that if nobody else is helping it. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because your clan thing is anytime you think your dog might be able to assist you in something, get an extra die. Like,
Yeah,
there you go.
If he's looking around in the woods, he's probably a little bit better than I am.
Yeah.
So
I would
okay.
think so.
Oh, that's very good. It's a 5, 5, 9, and a 0.
Nice. Wait, 5, 5, 9, 0?
Well, a 10, I guess.
Oh, so 10. So that's 3 successes because it's 9 and then a 10. That's 3, which is good. You needed 2, so you got it. So good. And yeah, and that actually is going to give anybody can get like a +1 perception for the rest of the journey if that comes into play. I guess we'll see if it does. All right. So the next one, what's the next one? It's obstacles and environmental hazards. Isn't that interesting? Like Kino said that earlier. Well, I mean, if there's environmental hazards, I'm there. So what made you think that's what you were going to be really good at? What were you?
Well, I'm hoping I'm really good at it.
I hope so too. It's survival and travel is the role.
I have 4.
So that's 4. Okay. And 4 is good. Does anybody have more than that? Okay. Let's go for it. Yeah, this is avoiding like crossing that river, avoiding the rocks falling.
I have a 4, a 7, and 2 10s.
4, 7, 2 10s. So that's a 7 is 1, 2 10s, that's 4 more. So that's 5 successes. That's really good, actually. So success actually adds a die to the karma pool. And also, you rolled 3 over. This is how you get it from rolling really well. If you roll 3 over what your target number is, you get an extra die. So now you guys are back up to 6. So
yeah.
Hey. All right. And then the last one is when you arrive at your destination, basically about like how you're received, what is are you aware of your surroundings, that sort of thing of when you're getting there. So that roll is let's see, it's survival and intuition. So, and again, it's really just Rika and Naomi who get to roll on this.
Oddly enough, I get 4 dice on this one.
And Rika does too, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, so either of you can roll it then.
How about it, Naomi?
Okay, hang on. Give me. Oh, cool. I got 3 successes.
3, and we only needed 1. So you
Yeah.
are good to go. You are good to go. So you guys arrive at the base of Mount Haiminmu. It's a staggeringly steep mountain. There are paths that you can see that kind of wind around the steepness of the mountain itself, but it's definitely going to be a climb to see to get there. There are a couple of paths, and then there's places where you have to actually climb, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So in this case, I'm actually just going to have you guys roll your climbing, and we're going to see how fast you guys can get there. So this is going to be might and athletics, or athletics and speed, one of the two, whichever one is your better one. 1 and 1, is that what you have?
No, I have high ones in this finally.
I have
I got one
zeros.
success.
You have zeros? Wow.
Athletics
That's
and both of them 0.
Well, it's athletics and might or athletics and speed. So you'd have at least 1 die.
Oh, 1 die. Okay.
So if I
And
have
honestly, everybody's
4
going to get there. This is just to see who gets there first. That's all this is.
8.
I have
Hey,
1
see?
success and
I have
speed.
1 success is what you need. Oh yeah, Kayet is bad at this stuff too. It's cool.
I have
You and
1.
Tadao just like stroll up. You're like, no, you guys, no, we'll catch up. It's fine.
I have 4 successes, including a 10.
Nice.
do we pick one of these skills or both of them?
It's gonna be athletics and then either might or speed, whichever one is better for you.
Okay, so if I have athletics and might, that's a total of 7. Okay.
There you go. 7. Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's only above a 7, right? That we count 1,
7s and aboves.
3. I got 3. 2 8s and a 7. Everything else was pretty bad.
3 works. I mean, that's kind of the thing with more dice is more people are like, oh, it's gonna make you really crazy, and it's honestly, it's just that it just gives you more chances to at least get a basic success. And then I think I'm just waiting. Naomi, what did you get?
Oh, sorry, you must not have heard me. 1.
1. Okay, 1 is what you needed, and it's fine. And Kino, did you
1.
say what you got? 1 as well. Oh, okay. Well, I guess just Rika and Rika gets there first then. And I'll say, so it's basically Rika and Koriyama are going to get there first, and then the other 4 will show up after. The other 4 are like, man, going through the woods was long. You guys want me to trek up a mountain too? Rika's like, yeah, let's do it.
Just happy I didn't fall down the mountain.
Truth.
So you arrive at the top of the mountain, and you are greeted by these, traditional monks that you can think of when you think these kind of monks. So they're all, shaved and robes and whatnot. You see a group of them over on the side, and they're kind of practicing Tai Chi and, balancing and loving martial arts styles and whatnot. You do see that their walls and stuff do seem to be a bit run down, a bit ruined, and that's obvious from. Well, actually, I'm not going to say it's obvious. I'm just going to describe it, and then you'll have to do some investigation. So their walls are, kind of toppled in and a little bit ruined, a little bit destroyed. Same as some of the buildings. There is an infirmary building that is, marked that you can obviously tell that that's an infirmary building. Then there's the main temple kind of in the center. And again, like it's hard to get to this location. So the sheer fact that these Ronin, and they've been described as Ronin because they don't necessarily have the markings or identifiers of a particular clan. So they're just like, but they're obviously using, jutsu. So whoever they are, they know how to bend reality to their will. But it's hard to get here, as you now know. So like to trek all the way here and then also wage, a fight is very difficult. But you are greeted by a shorter man. He's however tall all of you are, he probably comes up to your shortest one. He comes up to like your chin. So he's a shorter man. And he introduces him. He bows and he introduces himself. He says, "My name is Cho. I assume that you are from the Lotus Coalition." Who's the leader
Yeah.
here? Who speaks? Who speaks on your guys' behalf?
That's a good question.
Don't do it, Rika.
Well, and here's actually what I was going to say. Based on the personalities of the characters, it either would be Naomi or it would be Tadao, because both of them feel like they're a little bit superior, or it would be Rika if the other two don't speak up fast enough to be like, "Nah, I'm the leader then. I guess nobody, yeah, it's me.
First.
Whatever." First, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. So who wants to take the role? Who wants to talk with Cho, like face to face? Naomi does not want to do it.
I mean, I will if
And
nobody else
if
wants
someone
to.
doesn't step up, I'm taking it, and we know what will happen.
Gonna throw a bird at someone. And we're not gonna be happy.
Investigation.
It's gonna be good.
No,
Investigate. Investigate.
that's what I was waiting on.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say that he gravitates towards Rika then. So he gravitates towards Rika. So he says, "Hi, are you from the Lotus Coalition?"
Yep.
Very nice. We are, based on the frequency that we've been attacked, they've attacked us twice. It's always been at nightfall. And we have a sneaking suspicion that they will be attacking again, either tonight or possibly tomorrow. But the omens are here that say that they will be attacking again.
And who is they?
Well, as many of you do, they've worn masks that make it we are unable to really tell who they are, but they are employing magics. They are very destructive. But so we do not know who they are.
What information do you have about them?
What we don't necessarily travel outside of the walls of the monastery, but they've attacked us now twice within the last week. We actually don't know why, but they did attempt to get inside of the main temple, and we have thus far kept them out.
What direction do they come from?
All. They come from all directions, and they ignore the boundaries that would keep out other strangers.
So how are you going about keeping them out?
As you can see from the wreckage, we have been not necessarily great at keeping them out of the monastery, but we have several wards set up around the temple. And as long as we have the manpower to make sure that our monks are praying at those wards, we are able to keep most people out. But they have infirmed many of our members, many of our monks. So we are now to the position where we have had to ask for outside help.
So it's safe to assume that if they come back tonight, there's not much that's going to hold them back, considering your walls.
Correct.
So what's in it for us?
I believe that all of the accommodations have been made through the Lotus Coalition. Do you need other compensation?
Do you have something to drink?
I mean, we always have that. Have you ever drank dragon moonshine?
Have I ever not drank dragon moonshine?
I can definitely get you some. Come this way.
Good
And
start.
he'll start walking away with Rika. So he's gonna get you something to drink, because that's what he does. What do the rest of you guys want to do?
I'm gonna follow in with Rika.
You're going with Rika? Sounds
Yep.
good.
I want to go to the infirmary.
Okay. Kino's going to the infirmary.
I'd like to take a look around the perimeter to just
Mhm.
kind of take a look at the damage and see if
Okay.
I can find anything out.
All right. And then Kaede?
I'm gonna follow Rika, but kind of a little bit behind because I'm just looking around as I'm walking.
Sounds good. All right. Let me do your checking out the perimeter roll first with Naomi. Let's make this a what kind of roll do you think you would make here? Perception, definitely. Oh, you're muted.
There we go. Yeah, I just saw the thing pop up. I also get that extra dice to searching, which I like to think that would be
Yeah,
involved.
I'd give that to you. Yeah.
Honestly, unfortunately, possibly knowledge, which I have no dice. Would intuition work?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So you know what? Let's do, since you're trying to figure out what might have happened here from a battle perspective, right? Let's make it fighting and intuition, right?
Perfect.
So roll that and grab your extra die for doing your searches. Definitely do that.
Okay, so that gives me 8.
That's 8 dice. Wow.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you said a 10 gives us 2 successes, right?
10s or 2s, correct.
6.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. So let me what I'm gonna say is you rolled a boost, which is you rolled 3 over your target number. That can get you another karma die, or it can garner you additional information. Which would you like?
Additional information.
Okay. So when you start looking around the walls, you notice that from the outside of the wall, there doesn't seem to be much impact or anything there. It's almost like the walls have been pulled in as opposed to pushed inward from the outside. I would say the additional information that you are able to garner is that you're able to sense a key presence there, like a magical presence there. So whatever jutsu is being used is by the attackers is what's kind of causing the fall of the walls and whatnot.
Okay. Thank you.
Not a problem. Okay, so let me see. Then there's so the healer. So Kino is going. Who else was going with you with Kino to the infirmary?
I wanted to go. I don't think I
Hariyama
got it
was
in, but
going.
I wanted to go.
Okay. Well, I thought you were going with Rika. Oh, you're going with Kino. Okay. So going to the infirmary, you do see that there is. You walk in. There's several beds. I would say that there's maybe 10 beds, all of them full, and there actually are a few urns that you can tell have been recently filled. So the attacks have resulted in many injuries and a couple of deaths. So it's definitely not small potatoes that we're dealing with here. Like whoever is attacking the monastery is not messing around. So there definitely are you see one monk who is kind of crushing leaves together and stuff and applying, but he really seems to be doing it just for one person right now. The rest of them seem to be kind of bandaged and like kind of stable because they've been at it, for a couple of days. So did you want to assist them or do anything else?
No, I would like to assist.
Okay. What would you like to do to assist?
I'm actually going to ask the monk what is needed to help.
Let me see. Well, he says that many of the monks here are in such pain that I have to give them things to keep them asleep while they heal. Do you have anything that will heal their internal pain?
I brought some healing herbs with me, and I can start crushing some up and start giving them out
Sounds good.
to
Yeah.
help with the sleep. And as for internal pain, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see what you have. You have. Oh, I have to look up what special wine is. Hold on. Because I noticed you can make special wine, so I need to make sure what that actually is. Let me see. General clan. Oh no, it's over here. That's where it is. The 99 styles. Special wine is. Oh, it's just like super strong alcohol. Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. That's not going to be helpful here.
They probably fall asleep.
I
Yes.
mean,
Hey, you could do that. There's also, you can make a sloth. That the sloth one, it makes somebody really slow and like sleepy, and like that's kind of what it does as well.
let's do that one. That one's less likely to hurt people in the long run.
Yeah. Well, and that's actually kind of the opposite of the awake one, which is kind of like giving them a jolt of like energy. That's what the awake potion does.
Oh, let's not do that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Or you mean, so that's if you were gonna like make an actual like potion. If you just wanted to make a holistics roll, then you might just be able to just, apply some general healing to them. So you can do that. And since you brought specifically some healing herbs, that'll give you an additional die.
Okay.
So let's make it a holistics and knowledge.
So, real question. She also has gift under victim of circumstance.
Mhm.
Affliction is plague survivor.
Yes.
She gains a +1 to heal the sick and downtrodden to holistics.
I'll give you that.
Okay. So
yeah.
that would be 4, 5, 6 total to holistics.
That would be, let me see, 4. So you have 4 holistics, 2 knowledge, so that's 6. Then 1 for your gift, and then 1 for your herbs that you brought.
So it's 8.
So it's 8 dice. Kuriyama, what are you doing?
I wanted to bring big old pup in, and anyone who's awake, hopefully he can comfort a little bit. And I also want to kind of give like a cursory look of if anyone's awake enough to talk, and ask them a couple questions of about what happened whenever they were attacked. Maybe if they had any markings or anything that or anything like that.
There's one, the one that he's the one that the medic is currently treating. He is awake, so you can ask him definitely. Real quick, what did Kino roll?
I had 4 successes with one of them being a 10.
So 5 successes.
So 5 overall.
Nice, very good. Well, yeah, you're definitely able to, and let me mark down that you've healed a couple of them. It's gonna heal like, yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you start going and you're assisting and you're like applying the right herbs and stuff. It's definitely gonna be helpful for the scene coming up. Very good. Okay, so Kuriyama, you're going to attempt to talk to the guy being treated. Go ahead and make. How are you approaching it? How are you going to ask?
Well, I'd like to be as soft as I could, but I don't think that Kuriyama is very soft. I think I'm going to take it in sort of like just trying to get as much information from him as possible, and being as straightforward as I can. Just like, what did they have any specific markings? Were there any tactics? Did they fight like a group? Not too much. My bedside I'm not too proficient with that. I think that's where Kiko comes in.
Yes. You know what? And I'll give you the additional die for Keiko. And then I would probably say it would be persuade because you're trying to get them to give you something. Let's add empathy to that. So you'll roll 3 dice.
Okay.
Now, and for the record, this is where I could say, oh, actually, no, I'm going to activate your curse or your trigger. And I'm going to say the guy looks at you and it's just like, oh my God, I can't. No, you just remind me of my brethren who have just been hurt, or something like that. It could be whatever. I don't feel like doing it right now, but I'm just saying I could do it. So what did you get though?
I got 110.
110. So you got 2 successes. Yeah. That's cool. So what are you asking? You're asking for if the guy noticed anything in terms of marking?
Yeah. So when the attack happened, were there any markings or any insignia of any clan that you noticed? Did they seem like they were fighting like a group, or were they just individuals that were just raiding? Yeah, stuff like that.
Good question. So they definitely were fighting in unison, he says. In terms of markings, there didn't seem to be any specific markings, but he did notice that when they were around, there were feathers, like kind of floating in the air while they were here. And when they left, the feathers were gone with them.
Okay.
But no specific markings on the people. They're more, black clad.
Okay.
All right. Good. Any other questions?
No, that sounds pretty good.
All right, cool. He's getting his leg like bandaged up and stuff. Okay. And then those of you who went with Rika. So Cho actually brings you into the temple. And when you walk into the temple, like the center of it is just it's got these like amazing like incense burners and stuff kind of in the center. There's places around the center to kind of like pray, and they use the incense, they burn it to a specific deity and whatnot. Around the walls there's like these huge tapestries, really amazing. There's a few monks in there that are kind of just doing upkeep, and you see them also kind of recarving some of the wards to make sure that they're nice and deep and that they'll be able to activate them if they need them. Cho, of course, brings you down one of the halls and opens up, the door, and you see that there's like a wine closet essentially. And he goes in and he grabs a specific bottle. On the inside of the bottle is like this weird kind of purple liquid, but when if he sloshes it, then it turns like a little bit green. And he's just like, yes, I will. I'll get Yuki to get us some cups, some glasses, and we can have a drink for good luck.
So I have a question. Since Tadao was behind, can she use stealth to kind of break off from Rika and go looking around the temple?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say you don't even need to use stealth. You are also a monk. You're of a different order, but like there's respect, respect among monks. It's a thing. It's a common thing. Everybody knows about it. So yeah, so I would say you wouldn't even need to use stealth. Like, where did you want to go that you wanted to kind of break off?
So you said it's circular. Are there other hallways other
Yes.
than the one that you guys went down?
Yeah,
Okay,
besides
so
the
go
one
down
that and the one that they went down to, the wine, that he opened up one door, like it goes further and has other doors and stuff. So like, just one. But yeah, I would say there's probably 2 other hallways that you could possibly go down.
Okay. Let's just go down a different hallway.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in specifically?
Well, I'm just looking at well, yes. I'm trying to see if there's people on the inside. I'm looking for traders.
You're looking for traders. Ooh, that's interesting. So are there people, wait, so you're like for moles or like?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of walking around, you're trying to see if anybody looks like they shouldn't be there. Is that what you're?
If they shouldn't be there, or maybe they are there, but they're working against them. So they're working on the inside. So while
Okay.
the other monks are strengthening the wards, maybe there's a couple that are going around and, undoing a little bit of it.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna say that you kind of wander around a bit. You don't see anybody who looks conspicuous like that, not in that way, at least. But I will say that there are, obviously several doors that are like locked that you're not able to get to. Other ones are like, oh, that's to the sleeping quarters, that's to this, that's to that. But there are a few that like, are obviously locked, and, they say, no admittance, no trespassers, stuff like that. So yeah. So there are definitely some doors that go to places that, the normal people would never go to. Only for us monks.
Well, then can I go in there?
Well, I mean, but they're locked is what I'm saying. So you could always ask somebody and be like, hey, what's behind that door? Or you could try to break in. That's an option as well. Hey, you do you, whatever you want to do. Rika, do you take a drink?
I'm actually going to commandeer the bottle and ask what everyone else is going to drink. and hopefully I will trigger a gain 1 karma, since I am choosing my cause over the goals of the group.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Why not?
Okay.
So what that does is, so she takes the bottle and starts drinking it, and seems to now be kind of not interested in what's happening otherwise. So because that's Rika for you. So she's essentially relinquishing her position as leader of the group right now in order to drink.
But really quick, what time of day is it?
I would say it's 3-ish, sundown in a few hours. All right, back to did Tadao take did you want to drink as well? I mean, Rika took the bottle, but Cho says he can
Rika
still
took the
has
bottle.
more. He has a whole closet of it.
Tadao asked for his own bottle as well.
Okay, yeah, he'll give you a bottle. Why not? He has a whole closet of them. So a bottle, you don't ask for 2 bottles, is what he says. He goes, haha, don't ask for 2 bottles, but 1 bottle is fine. All right, cool. So Coyote, have you decided what you're gonna do?
Yeah, can I try to persuade somebody to let me in one of those rooms?
You certainly can. It will be very difficult, but you can try. So you're going to kind of flag one of the monks that's also back there, I would assume. And how are you going to, what are you going to say to try and convince them? Because it'll dictate what role you have.
So I'm going to tell him I'm learning about their monastery and their culture, and I want to take it with me and record it in the annals of history.
Okay. So it's going to be persuade, and let's make it a persuade, and you're trying to appeal to them and their sense of history. Let's see. Let's make it empathy.
Okay.
Let's make it persuade and empathy.
So that's 4.
That's 4 dice.
Okay.
You might be able to do it. You might need some karma dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna need karma dice.
Well, it's difficulty 4 is what I have for you, which is very difficult.
Yeah.
You don't have to take karma die. It depends on what you roll. What'd you get?
Oh no, I got a 5, a 5, a 3, and a 4. So there's
All right,
just
so you got
no-
none. So if you were to draw karma dice, it would you'd have to
yeah,
start.
never mind.
Yeah.
We'll just
Well,
skip
you
it.
just that just means you're not able to convince anybody. Nothing bad happens from it because you didn't fail it. Now, what ends up happening, how you get a critical failure is if you roll no successes, and then some of those dice that were not successes are also ones. That's when the really bad stuff happens. But you didn't roll any ones, so it's just
Okay.
it's just a regular failure. If you just said, "Hey, can I go down there?" and they're like, "No," and you're like, "Okay." So that's the full exchange. Not like, "Wait a minute, what are you trying to do?" So yeah, so you're like, "Cool, I'm good. I won't go down there."
Gotcha.
And then you can come back with the group. I'm gonna say that also Kino and Kuriyama, you guys are done at the infirmary. You also meet up with the group. So all of you are now together, and also Naomi's done checking out the wall and whatnot. So you all can now kind of figure out what your game plan is. You have a few hours before, and obviously Rika's drinking, but you have a few hours before nightfall, which is where you suspect another attack might occur.
I have a quick question in regards to allies.
Sure.
What do we need to do to call upon them?
It depends on who it is and if it makes sense for the scene.
Koga?
Let me see. So you have Harue and you have Samuru. Was there a particular one you were wanting to call upon?
Yeah, it'd be Harue to help with the fight this evening, assuming there is a fight this evening.
You know what? I'm cool. Yeah, you can definitely you can send out a raven or whatever to, because he has a mercenary company, so it might not necessarily be him, but he can send some people to assist. So yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, they can get a few people there within the next little bit. Now, if this was a regular game, what you would now do is you would mark off a box on the character sheet that says owes a favor, and then that means that if you wanted to use him again later on, you'd have to do something for him in exchange.
Okay, good to know.
But since he's an ally, you can just be like, "Hey, do this thing," and they're like, "Okay, I will." So.
And I'm also going to let the rest of the group know about what I saw and discovered and whatnot when I was outside.
To remind everybody, that was about the walls caving in. Wasn't because something pushed from the outside. It was like something pulled from the inside. All right.
And there was a jutsu that I could feel a key presence.
Yes, and it was definitely due to jutsu. So, so whoever the attackers are not just random bandits. They know how to do things. And then I assume that Kuriyama and Kino are going to share what they learned in the infirmary as well. Yes. About the feathers, and that they do seem to be attacking as a group.
Now I'm going to ask,
do the feathers sort of make any sense to like any sort of like identifier for other clans or anything like that?
Exactly what I was about to ask.
So not really. There's not really, because there was a Raven clan that got wiped out by the Emperor, so they're not really around anymore. But if any of them possibly, if you're just guessing, if any of them are ninja who have made deals with celestial birds of any kind, celestial eagles, celestial hawks, that's something that could happen. They could just have bird-based jutsu, or what if it's like their calling card and they just throw feathers everywhere? Like, who knows?
Like confetti.
Like wow, it's a party.
Do we know what kind of feathers they are? Like what bird?
He didn't actually ask that, but I'll say that you did ask it, and he said, "Oh, but in the shadows of night, it was too hard to tell, And then they were gone when they left. The feathers were gone too,
Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you about what we learned. I'm going to tell you about the stories I heard. I'm going to tell you about all of it.
All right. And then it's really just about figuring out what you guys want to do for the next few hours. before nightfall. And if it's nothing, then we can skip right to it. But I like to give the opportunity for you to prepare, do things, set traps. Are any of you guys trap makers? I know some people have trap stuff. Kuriyama has trap
I
stuff.
definitely do.
You can set some
Tons of
traps
stuff.
if you want, like.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
rest because I'm
those.
figuring we're gonna be up all night
Okay,
beating people up. So
I'm drinking.
that's
I'm
fair.
gonna make awake potions.
Awake potions. Good job. Okay.
So if I have a skill that's in parentheses, then I get a +1 when that skill is used,
Correct.
correct?
You get an
Then I will
additional die.
continue drinking.
Well, now here's the thing, is the stuff that he gave you is actually very, very strong. So I am going to end up having to make you make a roll for that. So but real quick, you're making an awake potion. I'm going to say you're able to make 2 awake potions. And I'm going to put here's what awake potion says I put it in the chat. That's the write-up for an awake potion. So there's that. All right, so then for you need to make a fortitude. It's just going to be fortitude times 2. So whatever your fortitude is times 2, and then add your bonus die. And then I need to know how many successes you roll. Same with Tadao, since Tadao was drinking. Fortitude times 2, and then let me know what you get. And then I will let you know whether you have to take on a drunk condition.
So 2 die is what then?
Let me see. Let me
You
see.
said
What are your
42 times, so 4 or 2?
If your fortitude is 2, so yeah, fortitude times 2, so 4 dice. And I'm pretty sure Rika, I built her for drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she has 3, so she's rolling 7 dice to not get drunk.
I got two 10s and 1 8.
Whoa. All right, well, you're safe. You're safe, because that's 5 successes.
So I have 4
Mhm.
successes. But then on my sheet it says that I have a tendency to get drunk on occasion, but even that doesn't make me less deadly.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't know if that meant
Yeah.
that
Well,
I
it's
get an
just
extra
that when
bonus
it's
success.
no, it's just that even if you're drunk, you're also deadly.
Okay.
Is all that was trying to say.
That's all that
And you don't even have drunk style martial arts. There is an actual drunk style martial arts in the game, which is you get bonuses for every level of drunk you have to all your combat rolls. So she didn't even have that, but it's just fun
Aw.
flavor text. But you both did resist because I was looking for 3 successes. So you're good. All right, cool. So sleeping, which is good. Potion making, which is good. Drinking for the other 2. Kuriyama, you're gonna make some traps.
Traps. Yeah, there
Okay.
there was I have +1 for crafts for traps, and then there was another one. I'm trying to find it. Difficulty for making attack or knockdown traps is -1. So
Okay.
I
So
guess some attack.
I'm gonna say you can make 2. I'm gonna say you can make 2 traps. Do you want to make 2 attack, 2 knockdown, or 1 of each?
I think 1 of each sounds good.
Okay. So this is an attack trap. I'm gonna put it in the chat as well. That's an attack trap, and this is a knockdown trap here. So that's from the book. I'm just copy pasting. So, and just at any point during the battle, you can say, "He just landed on one of my traps," and we'll just do that. All right. Because yes, an attack is coming. I'm sorry if I didn't broadcast that enough. An attack is coming. So Kaede, is there anything that you would like to do in order to prepare for the evening as well?
Yeah, so there I'm a little confused, but under skills it says knowledge with 5 kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure, do I use that skill or can I use setting the words loose to see if there's a correlation with the feathers, what we know about it, just all the information that was given.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, well, we can totally do that. So it would be a knowledge roll. Let's do knowledge and intuition. And then, yeah, I'll give you the extra die there for knowledge of the 5 kingdoms. If in the setting, you all live in the Izu Empire, and there's the Izu Empire, and then there's the 5 kingdoms surrounding the Izu Empire. So essentially, you have knowledge of foreign lands. That's basically what that means. Well, special knowledge of it. So yes, I will say that. What did you get? Did you roll that?
So no, not yet. So that's 7, right?
So that's
8.
That would be 8 dice because you get the additional die for the 5 kingdoms.
Gotcha. Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. 3
Yeah,
3 is enough. I'm gonna 3 is enough. So there is actually a clan from the Land of Crashing Waves, which is actually where your clan originates. They do use like eagles and hawks and stuff, like birds and whatnot is kind of like their theme, but they don't necessarily have jutsu that use them. But they do use what am I even trying to say? They usually do have agreements with celestial hawks, usually, is what I will say. The name of that clan is the Rolling Fires. And their clan specialty is explosions.
I have a question about the withdraw weapon from a tattoo.
Yes.
Is that like I have to tattoo prior to battle?
Correct.
Of a certain weapon?
But you have them, so because you're covered in tattoos.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure I don't need new ink.
No, but you also have the, what is it? Is it capture? What is it called? So you have artful defense though, which is if somebody attacks you with a spear, you turn it into a tattoo.
Okay.
Like, if somebody attacks you with a physical weapon, you're just like, I absorbed it on my skin as a tattoo instead of it hurting me.
Sweet.
That is one of my favorite jutsus, actually, yes. That was the first one I wrote up for that clan. I was like, I need a clan that can do this, because this is a cool idea. And then it just came from there after that. All right, cool. So night falls, unless anybody has anything else. All right, cool. So night falls, and you are all on the alert. You're all like, can't wait for something to happen because we know it's going to. Cho and the other monks have secluded themselves inside of the temple, where they can make sure that they're preying on the wards to protect the monument. And you all are outside, unless somebody wanted to be inside too. But usually, if you're inside, you won't be able to come out to fight. So, because the whole thing with the wards is it's keeping things that are in, it's keeping them in, it's keeping that stuff out. So I'm going to say all of you are outside. Are you going to try and position yourself in certain areas, or are you all just like, come and get me? Like where are you guys trying to position yourself?
I'm going to
not
position
hiding.
myself wherever it looks like the most action is going to happen.
Okay.
Probably the hole in the wall.
Hole in the wall, and then Naomi said you're just out there. You're not hiding.
Right.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm going to stand kind of with our biggest fighters, not in the front lines, but definitely with them.
Okay, so you're going to, well, then where is Kuriyama going to be?
I want to be on the front as the front lines.
The front lines.
Yeah, like whatever at like just like 1 inch in front of Rika, pretty much.
Okay.
I think we might have to arm wrestle for that spot.
I'm just thinking, because if Rika and myself and Kuriyama are all fairly heavy fighters,
yes,
and they've been coming around all sides of the temple, we should probably split up and kind of all take one side spot, whatever.
I like that idea, actually. How about each of the 3 heavy hitters are then also accompanied by one of the non-fighters as well?
So
I
we
like
don't
that.
die. I
So
like it.
what are our duos then? Who's teaming up with who?
Rika promised me tattoos if I healed her, so we all know where we're going to be.
All right, so Rika and Kino.
I'll follow the puppy.
All right, so then Koriyama and Kaede. And then that means
Tadao.
Tadao and Naomi.
Naomi.
And did my allies show up?
Yes. And what that is, again, it's they're just going to be around fighting on your side, which means you're going to get that bonus. It's a bonus. I think it's 2 dice actually. I'll have to look it up real quick, but I believe it's 2 dice bonus to that skill because you have your ally there helping you with it.
Awesome.
So your fighting is basically going to be +2 for the battle.
Can I give them awake potions?
Yes. Who are you giving it to?
Yeah, 1 to Rika for sure. Probably to our heavy hitters.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's 3. There's Naomi, Kuriyama, and Rika.
How many did I make?
You made
2, I
2.
think.
I made 2.
Yeah.
Oh, Rika raised her hand.
I'll be
so
good
of course
without it.
Rika. You sure?
Yes.
Okay, so Rika and Naomi.
Okay. And that, well,
Excellent.
and who, if you do drink it, then you would both get +2 perception. So make a
Perfect.
note of that.
I will drink it.
I will drink mine as well.
It's +2 perception and -1 discipline. Just so you know, because
It
you're all
looks like really good coffee.
yes, it's you're gonna notice everything, but not be able to concentrate on any one thing.
Mood.
That literally puts my discipline to 0.
Oh,
Same.
well, I don't know if you guys use discipline with your jutsu, so I think you think you'll be okay. So as night falls, I have the duos here. This is good. I like this. As night falls, it's very quiet for a very long time, and then you notice a single bird kind of flying over, and just as soon as you do notice the bird flying over, and you're like, oh, I wonder what that, and then all of a sudden there's people right in front of you, as if just looking up gave them a second for them to appear right in your face. So now we're going to look at initiative. So initiative in this game is a static number, so I'm just going to need your numbers real quick. So let me write down everybody real quick. Naomi, Kino, Kaede, and Koriyama. All right, so let's just go. So Tadao, what's your initiative? It's under stats of note.
Initiative 6.
6. Rika?
9.
9. Naomi?
7.
7. Kino?
7.
7. Kaede?
8.
8. And Koriyama?
7.
7. Okay. So these are your static numbers. So that means when initiative pops up, hey, Rika gets to go first because she has a 9, and we'll just go on and so forth. But you also
Oh, I
notice
thought
on your
9
sheet-
meant I'd be going last.
no, highest number goes first.
Oh, okay.
Highest number goes first. So you'll notice that everybody has 1 dynamic action. You get 1 for free. And then you have 3 dynamic dice. So at the beginning of each round, you're going to roll 3 dice, and each success is going to get you an additional dynamic action. So tell me how many dynamic actions you end up with.
Where's the dynamic action at?
So you'll notice it under stats of note as well. So right after initiative, there's dynamic actions 1, and then dynamic dice 3.
Okay.
So you get 1, and then you can roll 3 more dice for more. And as you progress through the game and your ninja rank goes up, then you'll either get more just for being a ninja, or you'll get more dice to roll. Like Master Ninja have like 4 and then roll like 6 dice. Like, so they just like have tons. Like, you're all beginner ninja, so you get one and get to roll 3.
We roll those now.
Yep, you roll them now. We're starting combat.
Okay.
Actually, I need to grab the stats for the bad guys you're fighting.
So we get the 1. So we roll the 1.
No, so you have 1, and then you're gonna roll 3 dice to see if you add any more to that 1. Each success is going to add 1. So on 3 dice, if you rolled 3 10s, you just rolled 6 more, so you have 7.
Well, that answered my question. Cool.
For instance.
Yeah.
So I have 2 more successes.
Okay, so then Rika's gonna have 3 dynamic actions for this round.
And now because I rolled a 10 on one of them, does that
10s count as
That is
2.
two.
Correct.
okay? So yeah, I have 1 10 on there.
All right, so then you're gonna have 4 then. All right.
I have 3.
You have 3 total,
Mhm. I have
Okay.
2 successes and then the 1.
and then the 1. There you go. What about you, Kino?
1. I have 1 more dynamic action.
All right, so you have 2 total. Tadao?
Have a 10 and a 7, so I guess 3,
So you'll have 4 total.
4.
All right, Naomi,
4 total.
4 total, and then Kuriyama,
4 total.
4 total. Wow,
Got
you guys rolled
8,
really
8,
well.
7.
I
Yeah,
got an 8, 6, 10.
yeah. Honestly, most of the time people are like, I rolled 1. So let me. I'm pulling up the bad guys here. I'm pulling up the stats for Vicious Ninja Swarm. I actually have it here written up in the game. I didn't even remember that actually. So isn't that wonderful for me as a writer? So I'm not going to make it the really terrible one. I'm gonna use the kind of easier one. So let's see what I have here. Okay, so immediately these ninja just show up right in your face, and they're just going to start attacking. Their initiative is actually a 7. But I'm going to spend one of my dynamic actions to raise their initiative to a 9. So now they're going to be going at the same time as Rika. So this is where that list of things that you can do with dynamic actions that was in the quick start that I gave you guys. So you can raise your initiative by 2 if you spend one of your dynamic actions. If you wanted to do that, you don't have to. I did, just because I want to be able to act quickly.
Yeah,
I
can we do
will
that as
use
well?
it. Sorry. I will use a dynamic action to bump up my initiative.
Okay, so now you're at 11 then. Okay.
And then how many are there?
There 4 has appeared in front of each of the group of 2.
Okay, so then I get a +1 if I'm outnumbered.
So you do get that +1
Sweet. Okay.
until you start taking them out, and then you won't be outnumbered anymore. So that's the thing. Like, you love fighting big groups, so you get the extra die when you're fighting the big groups.
Okay. So then since I have the initiative of 11, then I can just start wailing on them.
You get to go first.
All right. Well, I'm going to start wailing on them.
All right. How are you going to attack?
I think I'm just going to do old school and attack with my weapons. I think I have daggers or blades or something.
Let's see. Let's see what she has. She has weapon none, it says. I love it because she's like, ah. So, well, because what you have is you have a jutsu called Tiger Claws that you can go and then you fight like that a lot of the time, which is why she
Okay.
doesn't necessarily carry a weapon.
Then I'll do that.
Okay. So for your first action, you will activate Tiger Claws. That's a basic jutsu. You'll roll Yang plus Fortitude to activate it.
So Yang plus. So I've got 3 fortitude, but then I've been drinking. So then
Well,
No, that's-
it's three fortitude, and then you have
Okay.
2. Yeah. So you'll roll 5 dice.
So I rolled 110, 2 9s, and a 1.
All right, so that's 4 successes. You needed 2 successes, so that works out.
Okay.
Let me see here. So page 165 is where my bad guys are. Okay, good. Now I'll remember that. 165. I had just forgotten it. So Tiger Claws, what that does is gives you +1 damage. So you're going to be dealing +1 damage, and you are also going to cause a pain 1 condition whenever you're attacking, equal to the number of successes. So how many successes did you get? How many was that
I think
again?
it was 4.
All right. So then for the next 4 attacks, you're going to also cause a pain 1 condition, essentially. So you are now ready to fight. That was your standard action. So now you still have 3 dynamic actions. So you can spend 1 for a new attack if you want.
Yeah, I'll attack.
Okay.
So then is that fighting?
It's going to be fighting, and usually I think probably fighting and speed, since you're like, attacking and stuff, trying to go in fast with Tiger Claws. Tiger Claws.
See here. So I get fighting, which is 4, and then +1 for being outnumbered. So 5. Is that
Right.
correct?
Well, plus speed.
Oh, goodness. So 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's one of the heavy hitters in the group. If you weren't rolling 9 dice, I'd be a liar.
So I rolled 1 1. So 3 successes.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. 7. So I just got two 10s. So I was at
Okay.
3. So then 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Wow.
And then
Love
I
it.
still have 9, 10.
So how many successes in total?
10.
10 successes on how many
Yeah.
dice?
On 9, but I rolled like 3 zeros.
Wow.
Or 3
That's
10s.
really
sorry.
good. Oh my gosh.
It's
All
the Geek
right.
Therapy
Well,
dice, by the way.
so I got to roll 8 dice in defense. I only rolled 3 successes. So if you rolled 11 and I rolled 3, that means that you would be doing 8 damage +1 because you have Tiger Claws. So that's a whole lot of damage. Like a whole lot. That's like a stupid amount, actually. So yeah, well, you definitely, I'm gonna say you actually took out 2 of them. You took out 2 of them, like with 1 attack. You go you just immediately took out 2 of them. That's amazing. Very cool. Well, then you still have 2 dynamic actions. Do you want to attack again, or do you want to hold off?
I'll hold off.
Okay. Then it's their turns. So
Is
All
there
right.
one of these dynamic actions says that I could lower another's initiative? Does that mean I could lower theirs?
correct.
Can I do that now?
You can.
I'm gonna do that. They
All
can
right.
go when we say they can go.
Hey, that's how it works. That's how it works. All right, cool. Well, then that actually means Kaede would go next then.
Okay, so then this one says affect composure to deal 1 mental damage. Can we do that? Is that just for 1 person or?
Let me see. What are we talking about here? Oh, are you where are you? Are you in the attacks?
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially that's affect composure is like if you're going to try to intimidate them or something like that.
Okay. Okay, so then
or throw them off their game, or do something to that effect.
Okay. So you know what? Can we do inflict harm?
Yeah. How would you like to inflict harm?
I'm trying to figure out what weapons.
If I recall, Kaede has a staff.
Cool. Well,
It
bonk
says
him
it,
on the
it
head
says
with
it
the
at the
staff.
bottom of her stats of note. Bow, which is a staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that says add 1 damage.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Then that's what she's gonna do, I guess.
Awesome.
Bonk him.
Let's make that let's make it fighting and speed. I like that.
So, hold on, let me get my papers.
Fighting
and
that would give you
speed,
5
it's
dice.
5. Okay. So we got shibby. And sweet. So I got a 3 on success. So I have a 10 and a 7.
So 3
Does that work?
successes.
Yeah.
I rolled 4 successes as a
Oh.
defense. So what you can do is, if you wanted to spend a dynamic action, you can roll 2 more dice. If you wanted to, you don't have to. You could also just spend 1 and attack again.
What was the dynamic actions?
You have 3.
Okay, so can I deflect an attack?
How much is it to deflect? Well, nobody's attacking you right now because it's your
Nothing.
turn.
Okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Sorry.
So deflecting would be if I'm attacking you, right?
Okay, cool. Can we do a dynamic attack of enhanced attack? It's gain 2 plus 2
Yep.
bonus to an attack.
Yeah. So you can spend 1 of them and get 2 more dice. Okay.
Okay.
So add the 2 to your current roll.
All right. So that was 3. Ugh, that sucks. No success.
Nothing. Okay. So it didn't help, but do you want to do something else? You have 2 more. Do you want to attack again?
No, I'll just wait.
So you're holding off on your action. Okay. That makes it now Naomi, Kino, and Kuriyama. So the 3 of you guys can figure out who wants to go. You are all going on the same initiative. Well, I have Naomi first on my list, so let's go with Naomi.
Sure. Can I try to use eye for an eye?
Yes. Yeah. Let's go to, let me grab eye for an eye here. And so that I can see what we're even talking about here. All right. So eye for an eye is, oh yeah, that's dope. Yeah, let's use that.
Cool.
So it's going to be yang and empathy. Your yang currently is 1.
Yeah.
Your empathy is 3. Now this is a median jutsu, so you're going to need
I
at
know,
least
I need to
3
get-
successes.
3, right?
You need 3 successes. So if you wanted to, what you could do is you could use your action to generate an additional yang. So it'd be like, bam, I'm going to bump my yang up by 1, then use a dynamic action to then cast the jutsu.
Yes, that sounds
Okay.
fantastic.
All right.
Figured there'd be a way I could add some dice to this.
There very much is. There very much is. You could even spend an additional dynamic action to add 1 more yang if you wanted to. So, I mean, it's all
'Cause I've
based on
got
what you want to
4.
do.
Yeah, I don't trust my dice rolling.
All right. So then that'll bump you
Skills.
up to 3 yang then.
Perfect.
And you have 2 dynamic actions after you attempt this casting of the jutsu. So then, yeah. So if you're rolling with yang 3 and empathy 3, you have 6 dice
6.
to try and get 3
Excellent.
successes. I think you can do that. That's not too
Yeah.
bad.
Okay. Yes, actually, I got just 3. I got a 9 and a 10.
The good thing about jutsu
Awesome.
is like, it's as long as you got what you need, you're good.
There's no like scraping by.
Yes,
Succeed or not.
scraping by, you're still a ninja. Even the worst ninja at ninja school is still a ninja. So very cool. So eye for an eye, and what that means is now any damage or conditions that you take on, your attacker will take those on as well. You still have 2 dynamic actions. What else would you like to do? Would you like to also attack?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a swing.
All right, spend 1 of those to attack.
Okay, and to
How are you attacking?
with the Tetsubo.
Very nice.
Just full on batters up, I guess.
That's exactly what it is. Spiked bat. All right. So do fighting and might. Let's do fighting and might.
I'm okay with that.
You're dealing with like a heavy weapon here. Rawr, rawr.
And I have a question about
Mhm.
some of the other things that are on here. Like when I see training and backfire
Mhm.
on some of these things, what does that mean? Like way of the metal here, training. plus-
Training is if you roll a boost when activating one of those jutsu, then you get that bonus. A boost is 3 and over.
Okay.
Backfire is if you fail the roll, that happens to you.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So and the ones only count as really bad things when you get no successes, right?
Correct.
Okay, I got one.
I actually rolled 5 successes on the defense. So the ninjas are very good. Like they blink out of existence and then appear next to you again. You still have 1 dynamic action. Do you want to do anything with that, or do you want to save it?
I think I want to save it for a block.
Okay, sounds good. Kino, what do you want to do? With Rika, and Rika like destroyed half of 2 of the ninja that were there. So do you want to try and take out the other 2, or?
Yeah, I'm actually wanting to use quick needle technique.
Okay.
Which creates successes. I don't know
So
what that means.
with quick needle, I believe you create a needle for each success.
Yes, that are quick and sharp.
Creates successes needles. So you're gonna roll, and however many successes you got, that's how many needles you make.
Okay.
So yeah, let's do that. That's gonna be your base action. You're gonna roll Yang and Fortitude. This is literally her pulling strands of her hair and going and making them into needles.
That's rad. So that would be 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
You
5
just really want those tattoos, don't you?
I do. That's 2. It's 2 needles.
So you have 2 needles. So okay, so you have 2 needles. That's your standard action. Now you have 2 dynamic actions.
I do have 2 dynamic actions. I have 1
Mhm.
dynamic action.
Yeah, well, you have a standard action that you just used. Now you have 2 dynamic actions. So
Yes.
if you wanted to, you could use those 2 needles. You could use paralysis needles with one of them, with 1 or 2 of them.
The paralysis needles need yen, and I don't have any yen. So
Okay.
so
Well,
yeah.
it just means that you would have no. It means you'd have no dice. But what you could do is you could say, "I'm going to use one of my dynamic actions to generate a yen."
Sure. Let's
You
do
have
that
one. Then you can throw one with your other one.
Sure. Let's do that then.
Yeah.
So it's a medium. 1 plus the marksmanship.
Yep. So it'd be 1, and so you have 3 dice.
Mhm.
It's not a great roll, but hey, let's see what happens. Could be good.
Oh, 1 success.
1 success. I rolled 2 successes for the defense. So it's not like I rolled way better than you, but I did roll better than you. All right, cool. So yeah, so you're like, fuck, but you still have another needle for next time. Oh, actually, or you do have karma dice. If anybody wanted to spend any karma dice, you could. And what that does is it paralyzes them, gets them, it basically drops them out of the fight.
I just need like 2. I'm gonna trust
Do
myself and
it.
say just like
You wanna
2.
take 2?
Do it.
Use 'em.
I'll pick my 2 best dice. The rest of them are going to a dice dungeon. I'm gonna be in
You
timeout.
guys are back down to karma 5 then.
Nope.
Okay. You want to take any more?
Nah.
No? Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Now it's Kuriyama's turn. And then the bad guys get to
Okay. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is to wave the twin beasts. I'm going to use my canine form to turn into a dog.
Very cool. Let's do that.
Super cool. And it looks like I do, I think it's medium yang plus might.
So it's yang and might,
exactly
which
know what
is
median.
median, which means you need 3 successes for it to happen.
Okay, so yang is 2, might is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, of course, you can't use
I
your
have
own
it.
dog form, just so you know. You wouldn't be able
Was
to use
that?
attacks in dog form.
I think it's much cooler that I'm a dog fighting with my dog.
Hey,
But that's a 9, 8, 7, 4.
that's,
And wait, I need to roll one
that's
more.
3. That's all you needed. So now you are a
And
dog,
it's another 7.
the same kind of dog as your dog. So now there's 2 of you there. And in this form, you have plus athletics. So that's your standard action. You have 4 dynamic actions. What would you like to do with that?
I want to attack with all of them.
All right. Well, let's do the first one.
Okay. Is there like a weapon, or like I'm just a dog?
Well, you're a dog, so your weapons are like, your fangs, essentially.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you're gonna do the extra damage from being in your dog form and having the fangs and whatnot, but you won't do the same as if you had an Ono, which is a giant battle axe that cleaves people in two. So yeah.
Okay.
Different weapon.
Okay.
So let's make a fighting and athletics roll.
Oh, those are much better than all the other times. That's 4
I mean,
and 4.
that gives you 10 dice. So I think you'll be okay.
10?
Because you're in dog
Oh,
form.
because I'm getting 2 from the dog. Okay.
Mhm.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. That's all of them. That's all I've even.
That's
have.
all your dice. You're gonna have to buy more dice if you're gonna keep
Satisfying.
playing this character.
Okay, so we got 1, 2,
Oh.
3,
I rolled 7 for my defense.
4. I rolled
Screen. It's 3 10s and an 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I rolled 5. I got a 10, 2 8s, and a 9. Everything else is 5 and lower.
Okay.
So
do you wanna grab any karma dice, or do you want to spend any of your actions for additional dice?
Yeah, sure. How many dice do I get if I use in a dynamic action to? Okay, yeah. And do I just have to get 1 out of these 2?
How many successes did you get? I have 7 for defense, and you have 5 on attack.
I got 5. Oh boy,
so
that's
you
pretty
basically
tough.
need 3 more to deal damage to me. Because Ty's a defender. So
You technically have 3
okay.
extra dynamic actions, don't you? So you could technically get 6
you could just
dice.
attack again, yeah.
Yeah, let me attack again then.
Yeah, the likeliness of
Okay.
me rolling that good again are low.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Like, it's more likely that I would, with 10 dice again, I'd probably do better than 5.
Yes.
2. So
Yeah.
then I'll use the okay.
Yeah, because
Guys, you
am,
gotta try this rolling 10 dice. It feels good. Oh. That one went rogue. Okay. Not ideal.
let me roll mine again. I'm using the Google Dice Roller, so it's all spotty. It's all technology. I rolled 2 that time.
I got 4 only this time. I got a 10, a 9, and an 8.
No, hey, that's good.
That's 4.
That's good.
Okay.
All right, you gonna attack again?
Sure. Do I could do it again?
You can keep attacking. You have 2 more dynamic
yeah.
actions. Each one you can just attack again if you want.
3,
Or you can
4,
do like
5.
other crazy things, but attacking.
Am I like foregoing other stuff that I might be?
I mean, it depends.
You know
like
what?
additional dice, if you wanted to save some for defensive rolls, stuff like that. It's all depending upon your style. Koriyama's a upfront attacker guy, so that works.
That's what I feel like. Yeah, he's just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 1 more of these. That looks better. That looks much better. Wow. Okay. That's 3 10s and a 9. So 7.
That's 7. So
Okay.
yeah. So, and I actually rolled no successes and 2 1s.
What does that mean?
Because
That's amazing.
That's how that happens.
Is that a good thing?
sometimes.
I'm thinking they splatter.
See, I mean, I think that that's really I think that might be what happens, actually. Yeah. I don't think all of them. I think it's gonna be kind of a Rika situation. I think you're gonna take out 2 of them right there. So that's 2 because you did 3 damage, and then that's essentially another whole bunch of damage. So yeah, that's 2 of them gone on your side. Okay, so there's that. You still have 1 more dynamic action. Do you want to save it, or do you want to attack again?
Let's roll the dice again. It's very satisfying. I must say.
It's
I
your
like
last
rolling
one.
the actual dice.
If you roll amazing like that again, you won't have anybody to fight. You get to run around and help other people.
That'd be even cooler. Well, I rolled a 1 there, but I do have a 10, an 8, a 9, and a 2. Oh, 3. Whoa, 4 7s. 1, 2, 3,
Nice.
4. 1, 2.
I only got 2, so
8 because of the 10.
okay. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough to take out the other 2. So yeah.
Cool.
Okay, wonderful, guys. That's great. Kuriyama. Woo! For the team. That's awesome.
Can I like borrow some of those successes?
Seriously. I wish.
You could take Keiko. He'll help you out. He'll bite other things for you if you want.
If you want Keiko to help, Keiko can. As a matter of fact, you actually should have been rolling an additional die this whole time because Keiko's fighting with you. It would have given you 1 additional die for all those rolls.
Let's just pretend that I did.
I mean, it would have. You rolled amazingly anyway.
Same thing.
Okay. Well, then that's your turn. So that actually means it's the bad guy's turn, but there are no bad guys in front of you to attack you or Kaede. So you 2 are free. You will not be attacked. But there are 2 in front of Rika and Kino, and still 4 in front of Naomi and Tadao. So let's see what I get to do there then. All right, so the first one's going to attack Kino. Let's attack you first, because it's fun to attack. And they're attacking. This one's attacking with a sword. He's going for a sword swipe. How are you defending?
I'm gonna block with my katana.
Blocking with your katana. Cool. That's going to be a fighting and speed for that. And I got 4 successes. 1 10 and 2 7s.
Fighting and speed, so that's 4 dice total.
Correct.
I got 2 successes.
Okay, so that would mean that I would deal 4 damage to you unless you want to do something to try and not get hit. So you could spend a dynamic action. Oh, you don't have any more.
I don't have any more.
Oh, yeah. Well, then I guess that means you get hit. So you take 4 damage. So the way that damage works here, though, is that you can take damage in a variety of different ways. You don't have to just say, I took 4 damage. You could be like, oh, well, I'm going to take 2 to my health and I'll take 2 to my psyche because it rattled me also mentally. You could, if I don't think that they do anything here, but you could also do something like, I'm going to take 3 to health and then I'll take 1 as a level 1 bleeding condition or something to that effect. So, because the thing about it is it's okay to have tons of conditions. If you fall to 0 in either health or psyche, then you're out. So sometimes it's good to take a condition, which is penalties and stuff, but it's better to take that than to take the damage. Because when you go to 0 damage, it sucks. You'd rather have a wounded leg and a gash in your side of your head and, one of your arms doesn't work than for you to be dead. So there's that.
Yeah, let's do the 3 physical damage and then the bleeding because it's a sword.
Right. And you'll take 1 for bleeding. Sounds good. So you'll do that, and then 1 is going to attack. Who's with Kino?
Rika.
Rika. 1's going to attack you, Rika. The other one. God, this is gonna suck. Rika. No, because now I'm attacking and I'm rolling terribly. I got 2 successes on my attack, also attacking with a sword.
Okay, so what do I roll?
How are you defending?
I think I will do artful defense.
Oh, okay. So that you're going to defend with that then.
I think, is that how that works?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you are going to, let me go to artful defense real quick.
So it's yen plus speed.
Yen plus speed. And that one is special. There are certain jutsu that are designed to be used defensively. A lot of the time you have to use deflect attack to activate a jutsu, but there are certain defensive jutsus that are designed to not have to do that. This is one of those.
Okay.
So you would just roll yen plus speed. And if you get at least 2 successes, then you take no damage and the guy doesn't have a weapon anymore.
I have 3 successes.
There you go. So he successfully stabs you with his sword, but there is no blood. It just creates art. So that's my attack on you then. All right, I guess there's nothing I can do to y'all then. All right, so now I'm going to attack Tadao and Naomi then. And I get 2 attacks on each of you. So this should be fun. All right, let's do Naomi first. First one is going to come in with a spear. Successes.
Going to, because I've got 1 dynamic action left, I believe.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to make an attempt at blocking it.
Okay. Well, you can always block.
Okay.
That dynamic action can be spent to give you 2 extra dice if you need it.
Oh,
or if you successfully defend, then you could be like, I'm going to counterattack now. You know, something like that. So it kind of gives you a little bit more flexibility.
Okay. No, I get it. Perfect. And what do we use to try to block?
So if you're blocking, that's going to be a fighting and usually speed. But like getting out of the way would be athletics and speed. You know, trying to grab them, you know, it might be a fighting and might or might and speed. You know, it kind of just depends.
Oh, could I try and
sort of thing.
yeah. Is it possible to try and grab the spear?
Yeah, you want to do that?
That depends on what I'm going to be rolling for it, to be honest.
Are you saying that you want to do a might and speed roll? Because that's what that, I think that's probably what that would be.
No, let's stick with just trying to block it, because fighting is definitely my better.
So fighting and speed then. But don't forget you're getting +2 fighting because you have your mercenaries fighting with you.
Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, cool.
Lots of extra dice for you.
Yes.
Call it in that favor.
Still 7.
That's a good roll.
Yeah.
I rolled 3 successes to attack you.
I also rolled 3 successes.
Ties go to the defender. So did you want to counterattack or should the next one attack?
I'm just getting to the page so I can look at counters.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it go? Why is it not?
And of course, I just realized that we're coming up on 11 now.
Oh yeah, so we are.
I'm just having fun fighting with ninjas.
Lovely.
What was that voice in my head? What am I? Who's talking?
I'm gonna counterattack.
Okay. So you're gonna spin your 1 and counterattack.
Yes.
All right. Actually, you have 2. So yeah, you can counterattack. I have 2.
I thought
Al only has 1. You actually have. Oh no. Wait. No. I'm messing up my own writing here. I apologize. Yes. I apologize.
Nice.
You have 1.
Perfect.
I made my notes. Sure. I can't read my own handwriting.
It's all good.
All right. So you're going to counterattack. So how are you going to get? So they came in, you blocked it. So you're face to face. And then how are you going to counterattack?
I'm gonna try and beat them in the head with my giant wooden bat.
Sounds wonderful.
Right?
So you spin around, you like, and you come in, you're swinging around. The mercenaries are pinning them down. Let's do it. Attack.
That sounds beautiful. And that was fighting and might, yes?
Fighting and might for your
Good.
Tetsubo.
Oh, I like that. That's really nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
I rolled 1,
Sweet.
just so you know. So I rolled 1. So you definitely take that dude out.
Excellent.
All right, awesome. Hey. All right, so now I'm gonna have 2 that are going to attack Tadao. And then Tadao gets to go. Now I feel bad that you've kind of been hanging out. But the good thing here is that the rest of them have taken a lot of them out. So now I'm only rolling with 5 dice. Because the way that squad enemies work is that the more of them that get taken out, my dice pool keeps dropping. So when I was attacking at first, I was rolling lots of dice, and I've just been going steadily down as you guys keep taking them out.
It's kind of like the more the merrier kind of deal.
Very much so, because they're working as a team. All right, so I'm going to attack you, Tadao. This guy is also coming in with a sword, and I rolled 4 successes on 5 dice. Isn't that interesting? It's an 8 and a 7 and a 10, and then the other 2 are fails. But so how is Tadao going to defend?
Deflect attack.
Oh, so you're going to deflect. What are you going to deflect with? So when you deflect, usually that means that you are casting a jutsu to stop the attack from coming in. One of my favorites that he has is the muddied steps.
Yes.
What it's called? Muddied steps. That's one of my faves. You wanted to roll that one because that one creates like a mud slick in the area, and then I just have to keep rolling to see if the people even just stay on their feet. They might just like keep falling on their ass.
Slip and slide.
Yeah.
So it makes
And it's a basic. Like that one's kind of a crazy. It's a stupid useful jutsu because it's a basic jutsu, and it just affects like a whole area. It's not like you even have to target it one person. Like all of them, they're all effective.
Step.
You gonna do muddied step? All right.
Yeah.
So deflecting an attack, how many dynamic actions does that cost?
Hold on.
2, I believe.
And no, I can't do that because I only have 1.
Oh, you only have 1. Okay, well then you cannot do that. Then I apologize.
No.
You can defend. You just wouldn't be able to defend with a jutsu.
Yeah.
Unless it was specifically designed like artful defense.
I'll defend.
All right.
He doesn't really have much.
Well, I guess let's look at your stuff. So athletics is 0, speed is 1. So you'd only have 1 die to try and dodge. If you wanted to defend, like if you wanted to block it with your Tessin, which is a bladed fan, you'd have 3 dice for that. Or if you have some other thing that you want to do, let me see, what's your highest skill? You have some crafts, you have some discipline. Because you could, well, if your stealth was higher, I'd say you could try to run away and hide. That would be also another option. I don't know.
He's not a big fighter.
Yeah, no, he's really not. You may just have to take the hit. Or, I would say defend with 3 dice.
Defend.
If it happens. Yeah, defend with 3 dice.
Okay.
I've rolled 4 successes on 5 dice. You can roll 4 successes on 3. Why not?
I did 9, 7, and a 10.
See? That's how that works. So you defended the first attack, of course. You have another one who's about to attack you again. So the next one's coming in. This one has a dagger. It's like trying to go. The other one went high, and this one's trying to go low. Trying to gut you.
That's not nice.
I only rolled 1 success on this one. So apparently the dice are trying to take it easy on you.
3. I got 2, a 10, and a 7.
There you go. All right, well, you defended. It is your turn now, sir.
To attack? What?
It's your turn. Yeah, you have your standard action as well as 1 dynamic action.
There you go. Okay. So it'd be like an enhanced attack.
Well, you would say how you're going to attack. So you have your standard action right now.
All right, use my Tessin.
All right, so you're going to attack with your Tessin. That's also going to be fighting in speed. And so that would be 3 dice. If you wanted to spend your dynamic action, that could get you another 2 dice.
And I'll do the dynamic action for the other 2. So a total of 5.
So 5 dice, right. Another option that you might have would be to do something like use your standard action to do C price, the C price jutsu. And then your then your dynamic action to possibly get that guy to join your side.
I rolled 4.
4 successes on your attack?
Yeah, 9, 8, and a 10.
All right, let's see what I get. I got 2 successes. So that would mean that you do 3 damage. Because it's the overage plus 1 is essentially what it is. Unless you have a brutal weapon, then it's plus 2. It's a whole thing. All right, so you attacked for 3. Okay, so that was 1 round. All right, and you'll notice that it went a little slow, but that's because we were all also trying to figure out the rules and figure out what we can do. It actually does flow really fast as the thing starts going. All right, so what we're gonna do, we'll do 1 more quick round because half of the bad guys are gone. So I'm sure you guys can finish the fight. I hate to take that from you. So what that means is that everybody drops down to their normal initiative again, and everybody has to re-roll for their dynamic actions to see what else you get. And you may end up with way more, or you might end up with way less. Again, it's all based on what you roll. It makes combat really fun from round to round, because you might have lots of options one time and not so many options another time.
So since I still had, I think it was 2 dynamic actions before, and then we're rolling again this round, does that stack up?
Let me grab that rule real quick, because I believe that it boosts your initiative for the next round, possibly. So let me check that real quick. Dynamic actions. Yeah, any unspent ones give you a +1 to your initiative for the next round. So if you had 2 that were left over for Rika, then you have an 11 right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And I believe Kaede had 2 as well, correct? So then you're at a 10. Because the 2 of you have crazy high initiatives. So there's that. And then, yeah, and then they're still going at a 7. So that would mean Rika. So Rika, I believe that there's still 2. There's still the 2 there. No, there's still the 2 there. Because you took out 2. Yeah. So there's still 2 there.
There's 2 there, and one of them is unarmed.
Correct.
Okay. So then I roll the dynamic dice.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Everybody rolls the dynamic dice to find out how many dynamic actions you have. Do that first, but then it's your turn after that.
Okay, so I get 2 more. I got 2 successes.
So then you have 3 dynamic actions.
Okay. I am.
It's a little bit difficult to just try to remember how many you have. Whenever I'm running it at a table, I give people chips. And then every time you spend 1, you turn in your chip. So then it's easier to track. It's a little bit weird online, you know.
So I'm already using my tiger claws, correct?
Correct.
Now, if I use a dynamic action, can I attack both of them at once?
Well, you can attack one with your standard action and then use a dynamic action to attack the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because
I'll
with 3 dynamic actions, you can attack 4 times.
I will go after the one that I took his weapon and it is now on my skin.
Okay.
And I am ticked off. So I get +1 might when I'm flying off the handle. And can I be
Ooh.
triggered to gain 1 karma because I just can't stop myself?
You can, but what that means is that you might fly into a rage and you might possibly hurt Kino.
Oh, okay. I don't want to do that.
So because that means
I'm
that you
fighting
are
someone unarmed,
voluntarily
so I'm okay.
losing control. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do a regular tiger claw.
Okay.
Yang, which is 2, 4.
Well, you already have that activated, so it's just an attack. So it's just fighting,
Okay.
fighting in speed now.
4, 8.
Which I would assume you're going to wreck me. Because again, I'm rolling so few dice now. I'm rolling 4 dice now. And I got no successes.
I got 3.
So 3 is enough to take out one of them, which means that still leaves 1.
So then if I do never forget a taste after taking out the 1, and I get +1 initiative, which isn't really a thing, +1 fighting for the next one. Is that how that works, or is that only when I do damage?
Let me see. After damaging an enemy. Oh, so those bonuses are against that enemy.
Oh, okay, so that one,
Yes.
okay. So I will tiger claw this next dude.
Okay. So, but literally you can say, I want to use, never forget a taste on this last guy, and if he doesn't die, then you would get a bonus the next time you attack them, so that's kind of how that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'll use that.
Okay.
So I have 4 successes.
Nice. Well, let me see how many successes I got on my defense. Oh wait, no, I told you I rolled no successes on my defense. So yes, no, that guy's. So your group is now gone. All right. So the 4 that were on you are gone. 4 that were on the other group is gone. Rika, you still have 2 dynamic actions though, right?
Yes.
So you could use one of them to run over to one of the other groups if you wanted to aid them.
I am going to, well, let me make sure I'm not going to do something stupid. I'm going to go and assist Naomi.
Okay. All right. Actually, I'm going to say it's going to take you the 1 to get there, and then
Okay.
I'm going to say you can attack one of theirs now. Let's just do it.
Okay.
I think Naomi, your group still has all 4 there, right?
I murdered 1.
Okay, so you took out 1, so there's 3 there then.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, depending upon how quickly Rika wants to take out these bandits, she could use Shuriken Explosion, but then that also puts Tadao and Naomi in the crossfire, though.
I'm just gonna kind of go in there and flip my claws around, and I have 8 successes.
Oh wow! Look at you. Let's see. Wow, I rolled 3. So I mean, it's not that great. It's not 8, but I rolled 3. I wasn't expecting even to get 3. No, that's awesome. So 3 is 8 and 9. So that's 6. So it's going to take out another 1. Okay. So now there's 2 there. And now that makes it Kaede's turn. So Kaede, you are there with Kuriyama. You've taken out yours. So what do you want to do?
So I have 5 dynamic action and one that the
And then your standard action,
or-
yeah.
yeah, and the standard action. So I have 6 total. So I'm gonna go over with Naomi and Tadao and Rika. And so in that one,
That's 1 to get there. Okay.
yeah. And then can I do the pushing on Crane's wings?
Yes. What is that one?
Um,
Sorry, I'm scrolling up.
no, you're okay.
Pushing
-1
on
penalty
Crane's
to block.
wings.
Yeah.
Oh, so pushing on Crane's wings is a defensive thing.
Okay, so that's not an attack.
That's
Okay.
if you get attacked, then you can block and then also throw.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can bonk these guys on the head again with my staff.
Let's do it.
All right. So, yeah, we'll do inflict harm.
Okay.
So that's
Let's just do fighting and speed. We'll keep it simple since you're attacking with your bow.
okay. That's fighting and speed. That's 5.
I'm only rolling 4 dice now for defense. Hey, 2 successes. That's not too bad.
I got 1 success.
2 on 4 is not that bad.
I got 1 success.
You got
These
1.
dice
All right.
suck.
So they did defend. You have lots of stuff to do though. Did you want to do anything else?
Yeah. What else do I have? Trying to.
So what you could do
Oh,
is you could reinforce, if you were like, I'm gonna not attack because I'm not that good at it, you could use, say, rewriting history on whoever's going to attack next, for instance.
yeah. Let's totally do that. That's cool.
So that's a yen plus intuition. So that's 3 and your intuition's 3. So that's 6 dice. You need at least 3 successes. And then if that works, then that's going to make whoever attacks next, they're gonna rock amazing things.
Awesome. Let's do that. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. You said it was 6, so I have 2 more.
You have 6 dice, yeah, on that one. If you haven't boosted anything,
Sweet. I got 4 successes.
3's all you needed. All right,
Woo!
cool. So
Wreck 'em.
let's say you did that, and then let's hold off, and then I would say Naomi could probably go next, and I think Naomi should be able to use that bonus that you just gave to probably take out the last 2 people.
Very cool.
You say that,
I do.
but I only have 1 dynamic action.
Well, that means
Okay.
you have 2. That means you have 2
Fair.
actions. So there's 2 people, 2 actions. And here's the cool thing: is you're gonna roll to attack, and you
Okay.
have all those bonuses. You're doing amazing things. Because actually, I think you've actually been forgetting some dice here, because you have
What?
your fighting, which is 4.
Yeah.
You have your might,
Plus
which
the
is 3.
2.
So plus you have your +2, plus your will of iron is you get +1 if using metal tools and weapons, +2 if you made it yourself. And
See,
that's
I
her Tetsubo.
fair. I just assumed the Tetsubo was made of wood.
Oh no, that is a giant metal bat with spikes.
Oh, well
Yes.
then. Well
So
then.
yes, that is hers. And so yeah, technically you've been not rolling 2 more dice on top of that.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you roll that, here's the cool thing about the rewriting history jutsu that Kaede just used, is that you're going to roll your attack, and any dice that didn't roll a success, you get to roll those again.
Oh, well, that's good because I'm seeing a lot of 1s.
See? Re-roll those.
Okay, hang on. So I've got 11 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That is a lot of dice.
It is, and yet I only got 5 successes, and one of them was a 10. So, okay.
I got 2 successes on the defense. So if you can get 6 successes over, so I
close.
guess.
Hang on, give me 1 sec. I've got to just re-roll.
So 7. If you can get 7 successes, then the fight's over.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I should be able to.
Kino has the
Yes.
needle hair. That's true.
Because I got 2 10s and an 8. So that gives me 2, 4, 5 right there. Plus the ones I had from before, which was 5. So 10 total.
Sounds good. Well then, yeah. Well then you just bash your way through, and all the blood splatters all over Kino and her paralysis needles that she had. She's like sitting there with like a needle and just covered in blood from the bashed brains of the bad guys.
As well as my own, it's fine.
Yes. As well as your own. I forgot you were bleeding as well. Well, very cool. So the fight's over because you guys took out all of the Ronin, who used some sort of jutsu to jump into the fight. And I actually have no like way to like scale back anything that I do ever. Like I had this big grand plan of like what was the secret and why they were attacking and all this stuff, and we don't even have time to do any of that now. So I guess so the fight's over. Hooray, you defended the monastery and they will survive another night. So wonderful, good job, Ninja. The Ninja Crusade and the Lotus Coalition will be compensated with lots and lots of wine, is what they've decided. That's what they're getting now, is they're getting all the wine. You guys got the early sample tastings. But yes, so there's that. And so we were supposed to do 10 minutes of stuff. What is it called again? I wrote it down. Teachable moments, yes. So what I feel, and you know, you guys can tell me, what I feel a lot of what happens with this is obviously there's the teamwork dynamic of sharing the dice at the table. That I feel is good in therapy. There's also the fact that every choice that you get gives you something good and something bad. And sometimes those things will come into play and may affect the scene in an unexpected way. Sorry, I usually can talk. But I would love to hear your thoughts on how you all might use this in your sessions.
I really liked how it wasn't just like physical damage, but like also psyche.
Yeah.
You know, I really like how it incorporates the mental piece, as far as, you know, when we're battling, you know, even figuratively, it's much more than physical, but there's the mental piece.
Yeah. Well, and when I was talking to before, where you could take like bleeding conditions or you could take like a burn condition, there's also things like overwhelmed and, you know, hopeless. You know, there's those conditions too for the psyche side of it. So you could be like, oh, I'm not taking all of my psyche damage, so I'm not gonna like, you know, be dead. But like I have no drive, you know, I can't do anything. And then those things, fear is another one, you know, obviously a big one. So there's those things that also kind of play into it. Because you know, the whole kind of idea of the game was that the physical, the mental, there's always two sides to everything, and there's never just one way to do anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really liked it. You know, the skills combined. It wasn't just, oh, it's a athletics check, or oh, it's a survival check. It was so that would be like this and this, because that's what actually happens. It's a little more akin to what we deal with. And it's, hey, so it could be this plus this, or it could be this plus this, depending on which is your strongest.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes what I'll do is if I say, you know, I want a survival and stealth check, and if you might go like, well, what if I did survival and holistics, because I know the brush and stuff like that, and I might be like, well, yeah, let's take that, but I'm going to up the difficulty by 1. But you can use your roll. You know, it might be easier for the other one, but then you have tons more dice with the roll that you suggested, so the extra difficulty doesn't really affect you. So there is a level of negotiation, you know, when it comes to what you're gonna roll, which I like that in the design of this game. So yeah.
I like how there's almost a reward type system for gift and triggers. So you can make a decision that may not fall totally in line of your character. Like if there's a trigger, like with Tadao when she comes off as cold, well, then there's a karma dice that's put into the pot. So yeah, that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, the way that the game is designed is that everything that you do has some sort of repercussion mechanically to it. because there's a lot of games that are like, yeah, you know, they hate that, and then it's like, cool, like narratively I guess that's fine, but it's not a part of the game unless it's part of the game. Like unless there's a mechanic behind something, it doesn't necessarily have the same oomph, you know, behind it.
I also like how it's a lot easier as a new tabletop gamer. D&D is just blowing my mind. So this was, I felt a little bit more confident, still questioning, but this was a little bit easier for me to grasp. So this was really nice to be able to navigate and work through it, and didn't feel like a complete failure. So it was awesome.
Well, and it's even better when you make your own character. Like these are ones that I made, and they're just kind of stock pre-gen characters. But as soon as you start reading through the options, and you're like, "Oh, I like this because I want my character to be able to do this and that," you know, then there's way more investment, and you have a, you know, I just was like, "Here's a sheet, learn it in 2 seconds." You know, it's different if you're the one who makes it, so you understand why choices were made, and it flows way better when you actually make your own characters, obviously. So yes, but thank you for that. Yeah, the combat with the dynamic actions and stuff is it's designed in order for you to kind of replicate like what a ninja battle would be. So you know, there is things like interrupts and stuff. We didn't necessarily do that in this game, but like, you know, it could have been like, while you're attacking, I'm going to interrupt and I'm going to go do this thing. You know, higher level ninja battles are like, well, I actually had already knew that you were going to do that, so I had already done this jutsu, but I already knew you were going to do that, so I did this jutsu to counter that one. And it just becomes like a big, like, you know, counter like battle of like who's the one who's going to counter the last thing, and it gets ridiculous, but fun, you know, in a fun way.
Reminds me of TCGs that way. First in,
A
last
little
out
bit.
kind of thing. Yeah.
A little bit like the magic stack, like where's the stack go? Very much so like that. But obviously then it's like, well, did you roll a ton of dynamic actions? Because if you did, then you can be in that battle. If you didn't, then they're gonna one up you because they had the dynamic actions to devote to being able to out trick you and stuff like that. So it's fun. It's fun stuff.
I must say, I really appreciate the whole karma dice aspect of it. I know we didn't really get into it too much, but the whole idea that people can't take the dice without everybody agreeing, it really promotes a full-on teamwork discussion idea.
Well, and there are certain abilities, depending upon the choices that you make, again, that you can sacrifice karma dice for certain effects. But again, for you to use your individual ability of sacrificing karma dice, that means everybody at the table has to agree to it. You can also spend karma dice to negotiate things in the scene. You know, so you can be like, oh, I know the guy behind the counter. I'm going to spend a karma die to say like, oh, that I know that person, so I can go up and I can get information, stuff like that. So there's things you can do with that. I usually try to throw, not to introduce too many brand new things to, an introductory kind of thing. But you can even do that stuff. But again, like you said, you still need everybody's permission. And when you pick clans that are maybe at each other's throats a little bit more, then, not everybody is going to just say yes all the time, so it's like, I want some of these dice, so I'm going to punch this guy in the face. No, we don't want you to punch the guy. No fighting. You can fight if you want, but you're not going to take any of the karma dice for it. So there's that. Oh, the game is available pretty much everywhere. Drive-thru is the easiest place to get it. Drive-thru RPG. It's Ninja Crusade 2nd edition. I believe that there's 5 books for it currently. I'm working on number 6, and there's a couple of additional like clan packs that have some new clans in them if you want. So because I'm always coming up with new clan themes because it's fun. My favorites are, there's a painter clan, and they fight with staffs that are basically like mops, but there's a paintbrush at the end. So they fight with staffs with a paintbrush at the end, and they paint a thing and bring it to life, and then it goes and attacks you. It's really
like
cool.
Bob Ross.
Let's say yes. Bob Ross, the Ninja Clan. I like that.
the happy little trees attack.
Wow, you think you're kidding, but that would be very deadly. Yeah. So do we need to fill up 2 more minutes, or how does that work? Okay. Because yeah, okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you guys for coming and playing. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully you all had fun, and hit me up on Discord or anything. Like, I'm on there. You saw me. Hit me up if you have any other questions or anything like that. I'm always around.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.